Hey guys, so I've been trouble hooking up your fire run, and you can't get them hooked up, and you're just confused on how to do the wiring. Well, I thought I usually was going to do, but apparently I didn't know it, so, yeah. And by the way, this is a re-upload video because, my other video was bad, so yeah, let's get started. So, first, if you don't have a pull station, well, that's fine because here we can take a single 9-volt battery, and it can technically work, but to step things further, we can put on the second 9-volt battery, which will make 18 volts. Then we can take a third one and connect it, and now make 27 volts. So now we can pretty much use pretty much all of the canoas on this thing, which I'll think about the canoa on this thing. So yeah. So if we of course I gotta do this first. There we go. So as you can see, first we ignore the middle, but the left side is your negative, and your right side will be a positive. So what we're going to do is connect a red wire to the left side, which is the negative side. Alright, then we're going to take our white wire and connect it on there, and tighten down our screw, and there you go. That's what it's going to look like. And we're just going to leave it at 15, you know what? There we go. So now we can basically connect these wires. I already did a video of how to wire these bands, but yeah, I guess you can check that out. So now we're gonna connect. I think the red wire gonna go right here and right there. Here we go. There it is. Okay. Just gonna do that. So yeah. There we go. Now, if you do have a pull station, well, first of all, this is a fake BG12, but in case you wanted to wire this up, but you, like, couldn't, well, let's open this. So, we gotta connect just 2 of them, which will just lead right to the switch, and then we'll pull down. And I'll also make the light go off as well. So, what I actually just do, by the way, is feed the wires to these 2 holes. I don't think that's a good idea, but I do because I don't really put this in the back box. So, we're gonna basically connect it, and we need a, also we need a tiny screwdriver. I'm lucky to actually have one of these tiny screwdrivers. So, you just gotta feed your wire in there. Of course, this thing sometimes can be a little annoying because, I don't know, maybe it's just poor quality, but that's fine. Now, so we just connect that in. And we're going to take a second. And connect it. Connect it right there. It's weird. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. There we go. So, go ahead and close that. Now, we are gonna connect the wires to here. Then the LED should turn on. Maybe if I do it the other way. Oh, look at it go. There you go. However, if I pull it, the LED turns off. But if I reset it, it's gonna go on. So, I'm actually gonna keep it on. So, we'll be using. You got away. We'll be once again using advanced. So, before I explain anything, we gotta get which ring to get our wires. So, the pause, so on the red, this red needs to connect to our firewall. So, yeah. And then the white one is just gonna connect to the battery. So we can go ahead and install it. And then for a positive one here, we can also put on the battery. So pretty much we're just gonna put it in there. Tighten down our screw. There you go. Now, that should be about it. Okay. So now if we connect our wire, it should make the LED turn on, which it did. Okay, and then now we pull it. Okay. Well, if we just connect it back though, it should still flash. As you can see, it's flashing because the pull station is pulled. So, there you go. I don't know, honestly, I don't know why this pull station, rather be on when it's not pulled, but when I pull it turns off. I don't know why it does that. I don't know. So, now let's say if we want to add a second device instead of just one, we can, what is it? We're gonna be using our Gentex Commander 3, which is a GES3-24WR. That's an SR, by the way. So, usually when you're uninstalling, by the way, you actually gotta do that. If you saw what I did. So if we do that, as you can see, we only got to use just normal wire. So we can just connect. Well, although we do need to do some stuff though. So we're just gonna be using red white wires to do. So we're gonna be taking our advanced off for the final that's connected. And let me explain something. So right here, there's two, like, we can fit a second negative wire in here, and in the middle we just basically connect the positive right here, because this here is positive. So we're gonna connect this onto our negative. First we unscrew, and then connect it. Like that. So now two wires are in, so when I do connect, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Not all in all the way. Excuse me, sir. Anyways, so we can now connect this to a negative wire, which I'll actually go ahead and do that. So it goes to a negative wire, which says negative S. There you go. And then we can just connect our white wire into the thing. Into the middle. Now, this is how you're supposed to wire. You're supposed to put two wires, because one of them is going to be going to the pull station, and the other one's just going to go to the notification appliance. It's called that. And the white wire will just, this white wire is just going to connect to your notification appliance, and then your positive, which is right here on the right, will just connect to your battery. And then the pull station is just not going to connect, but it'll still connect to commander 3. So we can go ahead and just basically connect this in right here. If you guys can see, I'll show you the results. So that's pretty much all you have to do for the commander. So it's pretty simple. This will just go to the negative spot, and then this will just go to the middle. And once we're done with that, we can connect both devices back on. Now we connect both of these two wires to the battery. We'll set both of them up. Hopefully they stay up. Alright. Now connect both of these like that, and your LED should be on. Pull it. Okay, well, of course it doesn't want to stay. Both of them are working. They're not syncable because they're different companies. And sometimes they will both just the batteries will just go kind of dumb. But they both will flash though. I think it's just my 9-volt battery. And if you want to stick it, I don't really know how. But you could use tape, it'll work, but not much, because it doesn't stick in work. No, I'm not gonna be able to do the second pull station, but pretty much the rest of the tube I have is just an NBG12 OX. And they're both, and it is investable, so I can't really do anything. I tried earlier, but yeah. I forgot to mention earlier, but if you going to wire up a true word, my best thing I would do. I mean, we can technically buy a smart sync for this. This is a 490691 but if you do want one of these, you might want to be able to try to buy the 4904 version. Or some kind, I don't know what the model of it is, but which will have a dip switch in the inside. And or if we can buy a horn tube, it's 4904, 26, 27. Either one of those will work. However, this one will not work. I also tried earlier. But yes, this is just fully addressable. So I can't really cook this up until I get an actual smart stick. So just to make sure, you always want to make sure that your device is conventional. And also, if you want to do the same, like add the third device, just basically take and I think we're gonna take a negative wire and then a positive wire and then connect it right here. And we can keep doing it over and over again. It depends on how many wires you got and how many devices you got. So yeah, there you go. That's all about it for this one. Yeah, I have like a lot in my screen. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you know how to wire up your devices now. Yeah, if you do, comment down. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.